Okay, that feels like enough warm up. Let's go again. Alright, for realsies this time. Here's the timer. Alright, here we go. A bit slower than I'd like, but we'll go with it. Hey, Trenton. How are you? I haven't changed any audio. Should be the same. Let me raise the audio, the game audio pad. Okay. Should hopefully be better now. I'm mostly over my cold at this point. My voice sounds like it's getting back to normal. Let's see. 3 there. 5 is over there. Okay, cool. No drop. Okay. Six is over there. Okay. Let's separate the 9 and the 13 so I can reorganize them. Okay. No drops. Good enough. I mean, I don't think that would be a problem with FF2. Oh, major boss should be not like Garland or something. Thinking like Garland for 1, or something simple like Sergeant for 2. I mean, I don't think it'd be a problem if you use Gear Up to Lich. I know you wouldn't have any problems with 2. You can easily... I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you just raise fists high enough, you'll probably get through fine. When you say stuff that you can get, beat the game, the only things you have access to up to the first major boss, so I mean, you could still go like to Mysidia in 2, technically. I guess it would need a little bit of fine-tuning to figure out what exactly the constraints would be. I mean, you can easily beat the game. You can easily beat 5 with... 5 you'd have no problem beating with the starting jobs. That's basically just a 4-job fiesta with... I mean, it's basically like playing FF1, except it's slightly different. I mean, A, it's an arbitrary boss that you're choosing. B, I'm just not sure what the exact cost would be for anything. Because if it's like, if I can go to any town that's available... Unless you mean like, from towns you can normally access at that point or something. I don't really know. It's tough to know what exactly that's cutting off or restricting. There's an exit. It starts. Gotta separate those. Didn't get that drop, doesn't matter. Still have one to work with. I guess we'll roll with one. Please. In case. Can't gaze both. I think I was stopped in Yagamoth's stream earlier today, and somebody mentioned he was playing FF5, a solo cannoneer challenge, which was confusing to me because I'm thinking unless he's using a modded version of the game that has cannoneer open from the beginning of the game, I have no reason why you would play anything like that. Or unless he killed somebody off until very late in the game and then had to solo level them after that. That didn't make a lot of sense to me, how that was structured. Anyway, he was talking about, or somebody was in his chat saying there was somebody that had been working on a challenge of doing 5 without opening the menu at any point during the game. I thought that was incredibly unique. That had to be super, super tedious. That would mean no saving, I think. No healing. Probably? Yes, probably in battle would make sense. Yeah, probably no, like, overworld menuing or anything like that. They said there was the one instance where they had to do that in order to, like, at beginning of World 2 where you have to tent to get into that to advance the plot. But other than that... And that wouldn't be terrible, because, I mean, you have the healing staff in 5, so you can easily heal. Although that would mean you'd have no way to switch jobs. You have no way to put gear on, other than you can put weapons on in combat. Weapons and shields. That would mean you have no armor, no jobs, no abilities. No out-of-menu healing, no ability to save, I don't think. I mean, if you just over-leveled everything by blasting everything at the very start of the game, you'd be probably fine. I could see it being doable, it would just be very, very tedious and long. There's 4 freelancers with no abilities, no armor. If you just over level everything, you're probably fine. And once you get some weapons, you can put them on in combat, weapons or shields. It's probably not as difficult as you think it is. Just very long. Although 5 is notorious for dumb shit in the late game. Late game enemies are kind of nonsense in that one, because a lot of them just have a lot of cheesy insta-kill effects. Although the higher the level is, you wouldn't be able to learn any or use any blue magics. Because you couldn't switch jobs to learn it in the first place. Yeah, it's just a lot of nonsense. But I think, like, if you got high enough, if you, like, just massively over-leveled everything, I think you'd be perfectly fine, even as freelancers. With no abilities. I think if you, like, if you were 50 levels over them, I don't think they could crush you anywhere near as please. There comes a certain point where you just over-level things. And then you get a significant boost in combat. Like, if you try to fight Omega at much lower levels, it's much, much more difficult. But if you, like, raise your level significantly against, like, Omega and Shinryu, you get a lot more speed. He's down him, potion him, and ether him. Probably heal him. I'll wait. It is almost Fiesta season, isn't it? Yes, it is. Couple weeks, he'll be probably getting going. I am overdue. I don't think I finished my run last year. I started one, but I didn't finish it. I still have a 4-job, or I was working on a 4 Berserker challenge years ago that I don't remember what I did with that exactly. I think it's still around somewhere. It's probably on one of my copies of the Pixel Remaster. I really like it because it lets you focus. If you get overwhelmed or you're just not sure how you want to build your party, it's a lot easier when you can just narrow your focus. And then you can, if you know you can't use something as one of the classes, you could just throw that away, save it, or sell it for money, or find another way to use it. So it's definitely one of my favorite ways to play. There's a lot of good resources out there that can help focus you and keep you on track with the jobs that you get. Nope. Do you have the umbrella? I mean that the algorithm. You know the algorithms guide that has all the boss scripts and the stats of everything. I think is a godsend. You know the formulas and stuff. Just so much useful info in there. It lists weaknesses, resistances, absorbs, everything like that, so you can work around and figure out how different things interact, or at least get an idea of how you want to form a strategy, or if that strategy would work in general. There's that one. There's a job handbook that like tries to give you info about each job and where it might excel. Great for like the blue magics, finding them. There's one for thief that shows you like steal targets. Probably has info on Beastmaster controls and stuff. Don't do that. Fine, I'll heal him in the area. I don't know. I'd like to get my records back. I'm just not sure how hard I'm gonna push. It's a sloppy movie for me. Very sloppy. Just in case. I shouldn't need this, but we will. I don't trust two guys. Oh my god, come on. I did a run earlier and I got 5 encounters between Elfheim and Cornelia on this little segment. I was like, you kidding me? I got 3 on the land before I even got on the boat, and then I got 2 on the sea for that. Like, 5 encounters was ridiculous. You could easily do that without getting any. I've been getting pretty good times on this one, but I've only been getting 1 exit at a time. I haven't had a run where I've had 2 exits. Not quite maximizing my potential there, but... everything's been like, everything I've finished has been like 125 or below. And the one I didn't finish should have been like a 124. Though I've also lost like 3 runs to Earth Cave nonsense. Mostly petrification. One thing I really want to study here is like, see if I can more accurately track my experience going into the grinding in Ice Cave. So I can more accurately predict how many eye fights I need to take. Preferably without having to check myself in the menu. I always, every time I go into the menu to heal before the grind, I always forget to look at my levels. I was doing a run earlier today, and I had so many extra fights that my mages were 13 before I even got to the grind. It's not a guarantee that there's a no level at 16 though. Sometimes you just there's enough randomness with the extra fights I have to take. Like if I get there at 11, the first fight can get them to like 13 in one go. Sometimes it gets at 1. Sometimes I got there was like a 13 or a 14 that it skipped on. It could get really weird. Sometimes. Not very often, but usually around 15 or 16 where, yeah, it doesn't give you the level. But it's not always. I've definitely had it happen earlier. And then sometimes, like, I'll get 17 plus 1 will end up as 18. Which isn't technically bad, but it just feels like it's unnecessary at that point. Like I took an extra one that I didn't need. Is a little unusual. Okay, fine. Let's see, what am I? Defend. That's not great. Normally wouldn't do this, but let's just do it. Whatever, it's fine. Well, this is a really slow vampire. Yikes. Not very fast. And... okay. 27 vampire is garbage. Well, let's take it to Lich and we'll see how badly my time is, but this is not an impressive time by any stretch. Not for me, at least. Let's see how quickly I can get back to Lich, but it's not going very fast right now. Yeah, this is veering into reset territory for me. This is just way too slow for what I'd like. I don't want to continue this. 30 minutes before I'm even getting to the fucking giant. Way too slow. It's gonna be like 36 by the time I get back to Lich. It's just ridiculously slow for me. I'd rather grind on the puzzle more than I would prefer that right now. As sad as that sounds. I always think about ducking into Earth Gift there, but I never feel like it would ever be worth it. Like, if I'm having that much trouble this early on, I should just reset anyway. I wouldn't call these the greatest menus, but they're good enough. It's 110, he's got about 100 left, I think. Hey, that's not enough. Must have been just short. This post-bridge walk has been rather poor. Yes, try to get around it. I wonder if scrolling down, pressing up, and doing a menu that way would be faster here. Just the keystrokes would throw me off though until I practice it. Should be like one button press left to do that. When I set up my commands for that fight, I scroll down. What I could do is I could press like L or R or something to skip down to the 5th command and then work my way back up. 1, which is gonna mess me up just mechanically, unless I practice that. It'd be like one less button press, and possibly faster, I think. Alright, no drop there. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, doesn't matter. Get the 4 over in the 4. Oh, that's not the 3. I hate the way the 3 and 8 are identical in this. They're very not well designed in terms of distinguishing them. Let's separate that. Huh. Hurry up, come in. Or nope. This is just gonna be a reset. Not taking 3rd place times on the puzzle. It's just a waste of time. Never turned that on. I thought I didn't. That's stupid. You're resetting that. I wondered if I didn't turn that on by mistake. If I was setting up my commands for the pirates for the first time, I would scroll down 2 from attack to defend on the warrior. If I wanted to alter it, normally I'd just scroll down 3 to get to the item command. But I think I would left press. If I left press, it'll put me on the equip command, which is 1 below item. Then I would scroll up 1, so those 2 button presses would get me there. Probably a little faster than scrolling 3 options, in theory. But until I actually spend some time practicing that, I feel like I'll probably lose time doing that. There's probably other times I could do that too, but I'm usually just trying to mentally remember like the last commands I issued in combat, so that I know how much I have to adjust for another situation. Like if I have the thief, black mage, and white mage all queued up to use a judgment staff, and then I get to Astos, I have to just go up 3 and then up 3 on the warrior, up 2 on the thief, and then just hold A after that to get everybody else. Then I'm trying to remember like what was the last command I was on in case I get like a Piscademons or something. If I go long enough, I usually forget what the hell I was doing. If I have to change it for some C encounter or something, mess things up. 31, 2 exits. Could really use a second exit. If I get a second one, I'm gonna get out of here and move on. I gotta smooth this. Should be fine. I'm gonna wait for 31. If I get the exit, I'm gonna quit. I didn't get it. Alright, one last try for 30 seconds. Yeah, I would kill for another exit right now. Keep getting one. It's really bad when I get it on the first one too, and then I'm sitting there for another minute playing 2 games. You guys run, please. I'm doing a piss poor job of running right now. Just kill it, please. Jesus Christ. I had enough when there were 8 wolves eating me up. When there's just one zombie that's just being a pain in the butt. This is very much making me want to just reset. It will do. Part of that is just that I had the exit on the first try and I didn't get anything in the other minute that I was standing still. That just was rash running away ability. Wasting so much time. At some point, I gotta get pickier about starts, because I cannot take every start that I'm getting. Just not worth my time. It's hard to know what's good to throw away, though, and what's not. But I mean, it's not as hard when you start getting slammed with encounters, or just really poor encounter results. Like 2 rounds of wolves bashing your face in, or just a solo zombie picking apart your party. You can like very easily see a start just go to trash instantly. It just kind of derails the pace instantly. It's like a sea encounter can do the exact same thing before I have agility gear to run away from. Great pace can just go off the rails instantly with just one really bad encounter. Or poor menuing can do it Poor menuing can sometimes do it. Although my menuing can be really subpar for me sometimes, and sometimes it just doesn't matter anywhere near as much as the actual encounter RNG. If I can take some subpar menuing, and if I can still get some minimal encounters, like this is pretty good. This is getting right into Garland. Under 215 to kill him. That's a phenomenal start for that. It's possible to get under 2 minutes, but you have to have almost no encounters. I feel like I'm 10 to 15 seconds ahead of where I would normally be, but if I get just like 1 or 2 encounters before this bridge, a good chunk of that just disappears instantly. And it just turns this right back into an average run. Oh, that's like at least 20 seconds ahead. I can sometimes hit the bridge around the 420 mark. This was well under 4. That gives me some buffer for this little run over to Voca. Let's see how clean we can keep it. It's annoying because it's already 5 wolves. I took an action before I even took 1. I'm bleeding to 20 seconds here. If this goes quick, then I'm probably go quick. That's fine, but that's still 5 seconds. That's not terrible though. It's pretty average for that walk. Not sure what happened there. Kind of a weird setup. Gotta get that separated, flipped. Same thing here. One, two. No drop there. I don't like the way this is trending. That was all 3, that was nothing, right? Because I got what? A remedy, ether, and a shoes. And I got 2 needles, which is nice. Do it. Are you running low on battery? Charge you. Battery is low. Puzzle time, boys. Let's go. One of these runs, I'm actually going to get 2 exits. And oh man. Just you wait till I get 2 exits. Not going very fast, but that's fine. Gives me plenty of buffer for the other one. This is a much better pattern. Oh, no drop there. This is a bad pattern. I didn't get a drop. Just it was trending way poorly. I wasn't going to get the third on that time. Even if I did, it wasn't going to be worth the time investment. Is it their shootout race or whatever? You're doing the Coca-Cola tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's a big racing day, usually. I don't know, the only one I'm actually actively watching, the only season I'm actively watching these days is F1. They had a very long, they had to cancel some races because of the Middle East crap that's going on. They had a very long gap between their 3rd and 4th races. They're racing in Montreal tomorrow. Then there's Indy 500, and there's the Coca-Cola 600. It's a big racing day. F1's usually in Monaco, but they switched the order this year, and now they're in Montreal this week. And my one friend's an F1 fan. He got me into it probably like 10 seasons ago or something. It was a little repetitive for a while because the same guy kept winning over and over and over again. That seems to be how it goes, though. It seems like one person just rises above everybody else. I was actually tuning into an endurance race event. Was it last weekend, I think? Because Max Verstappen, the former four-time champion, was participating. Yeah, Norris supposed to streaming more. I don't know if he streams as much nowadays. Probably harder after you're being a champion. Or maybe easier, he would think. Probably give you a little bit more leeway. Come on, get in there. I don't know, I was watching all the hockey until Sabres got eliminated. That is my team. And then since then, I do not care what happens with the rest of hockey now. I am checked out. I watched the Sabres, I watched the Bills, I watched the Blue Jays because they're the closest team to me, and they were here for those couple COVID seasons. So I got into them when COVID happened. I have no interest in the NBA or anything like that. I like to watch the March Madness tourneys when they're on. I find those interesting. But now that's getting a little ridiculous, expanding to 76 teams. It's already obnoxious with 68. There's an exit. Alright, we can maybe continue something. I haven't watched NASCAR really seriously in a long time. My dad used to be into it, then he just kind of fell out of it. That was 32, we had the 1. Let's do 31, see what we get. Yeah, I don't really like the point stages crap that they do. Alright, we got one, so let's just go. Hopefully the pace will keep up. Let's do that. I swear to God, solo enemies are harder to run from group enemies. I hate when it's a solo enemy because I always get their chip shots in. This is gonna be messy. Or number 3. Did you see if they knocked him out? Quickly, defend, staff, that. If I see like a single shark, I might take that up here, otherwise there's just no point. Because I know that can make up the difference if I get only 2 Pisco Demons. But I did take those 2 groups of Sahagins. I don't know if I got enough experience from all those or not. Probably because the second group was larger. Sharks are exactly enough experience if you get exactly 2 Pisco Demons and Astos doesn't kill anyone. One lone shark will get you the leftover experience. It's exactly enough experience. As far as I can tell, it's the single best fight you can get to make up the difference if you end up low. But you won't know that you end up low. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm talking about after you're done with Marsh. If I go spell shopping, well, I don't go spell shopping until after Marsh. Buccaneers are easy to run from, though. There's not really any reason to fight them. They're good money, but you don't need the money. I mean, the shark is a good backup. Well, if for some reason you're low and you don't get a good enough encounter before getting to Elfheim, you just continue on to Matoya, come back, and if you get a shark on the way, that's perfect. As long as you don't get crapped on while you're on the ocean, though. Dude, what is this crap? Like, it's one single enemy. It just keeps chipping away at me because I can't run from it. So annoying. Hate that crap. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I'm not even sure what I was trying to do there. I was trying to res the white mage, but I targeted the wrong thing entirely. Thankfully didn't go off, so I didn't waste it. But now the white is low. I mean, you get 4 from the pirates, I believe. So if you got any levels before Astos, I'm pretty sure that would make you 5. Or Pisco. What does Pisco make you? Not sure. No, Pisco's makes you 5, I think. And then Astos jumps you to 8 if you can get everybody, I think. I believe that's the actual level distribution if everything goes correctly. I mean, I can't think of any reason why it would need to be 5 for anything. or why 5 would make a difference. The only thing 5 I can think would maybe do something is it might increase the chance that the white mage gets an intelligence up. And if she gets enough intelligence, then she can high roll on Astos when she gets there. I probably should have used. Maybe I get lucky here. Let's see. We got lucky. Because if both the mages high roll, you don't technically need melee strikes from the two guys, but there's just no way to guarantee that. Like this is the fight I would want to take to make a big experience difference if I only got 2 PSP demons, but the ordering of that means I would never know if I need that or not. Until well after I'm already at Elfheim at that point. I could take it before and pray that I needed it, but if I take some other fight because it's being a pain in the butt, or if I get 3 Pisco Demons, then it becomes essentially irrelevant and unnecessary. The only other thing I'd like to do is this menu without double checking. Because I know where the cursor's supposed to be. Every time I start that menu, I always scroll over to the second character first before I start glitching, just to make sure I'm on the right one, even though I know I'm usually on the right one. I haven't moved it. And I can absolutely skip doing that. Just kind of a hard habit to break. I was about to walk towards Shrine. I'm definitely not as good glitching to the left as I am to the right. I mean, you can, most of the times you can see it on that opening menu that I do. I have far less problems glitching onto the thief and onto the warrior than I do the other way around. I don't have to glitch left on the Judgment Staff menu. I'm not usually too bad on that thief. The thief's armlet one. I also think about tucking into Life Spring there, but it's usually not needed. How do I hear this song? Something's right. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I completely forgot what I was doing there. I don't have to go left on that one, so that's not usually a problem. I just derped on that one. Dark birds are teasing me. Not a particularly impressive time. Isn't much better than the last one, honestly. Exact same thing happened last time. I got the exit on puzzle 1, and then I played 2 other puzzles and didn't get anything. So essentially just wasted a minute. And then we're just getting slammed with crap encounters. Here comes the nonsense. Maybe not. Rat in the way. That's not very common, but... Of course. I have an exit. No. Alright. I'll have to get the backup on the way back then. If I'm still going at that point. I'm already approaching a shit time like the last run, so... Yeah, I'm rapidly approaching the point where I'm like, I don't want to play anymore unless it's 2 exits. I keep getting crap times here. I don't like running out of here any more than Waterfall. Just Waterfall is noticeably more annoying. Alright, I'm gonna play this out to Lich. The time's probably not gonna be good enough to continue after that. I mostly just want to practice grabbing the extra needle on the way back in, and hopefully I don't get an extra petrification on the way. Just not a very inspiring time at all. This should be... I mean, I'm trying to subtract 1.5 minutes from this. That would put me at 29, getting to Sarda at best right now. It's just not very good. Like a 31 rod, not very good. That's just very slow. I feel like I'm looking at a 36 Lich or something, which is insanely poor for me. I've had sub 30 liches. I've had sub 29 liches before, although admittedly they were on slightly different routes, and without spending all this time standing around trying to get exits. I think my best time ever at Lich was 28:45. I've had 21 vampires before. I do miss the old routes sometimes. Just 'cause it felt faster at the start because you weren't standing around playing the mini games long. Or you could just play get one exit, warp out, and then just start zooming across. Yeah, I'm barely gonna be able to make it Lich before my cat starts mauling me for not feeding him. Let's get there. Try to get... Not gonna be enough for me to keep poison going. In a second. You're gonna poison me again, aren't you? Yep. That's just a... Having to menu for that twice is annoying. Get 3 times, right? Yep. Alright, let's get the backup needle. Watch me get petrified from an extra encounter while I'm doing it. Petrify, paralyze, same difference. Ugh, come on. You're just not gonna work, are you? I'm not even sure this is gonna kill. I don't think this killed earlier when I tried this. How much does he do? Oh, he does enough. Okay. Nice try. Alright, so we're gonna go get the needle here. Watch this. Watch this. Ooh, nice try. Alright, we're gonna go back here. Continue on. Oh, now the encounters want to stop. Now they want to stop after I've wasted all my time. This is not even. This is gonna be like 37. Like, Jesus. If I'm lucky, it'll be 37 at this point. Let's see. It's a weird mix of enemies. Yeah, I know. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm almost there. Horse. Follow me down to it. This is probably going to do it for me tonight. I don't feel like fighting against this crap RPG again. I'm probably just going to switch to trying to get 2 exits for future runs. Because I'd rather waste 8 minutes at a time trying to get started than have to keep fighting against shit RNG, running out of desperate dungeons unnecessarily. Defend. Any low rolls too.